Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel to another episode of Darkfire Heroes, and today the next big update has arrived. In this video we will talk about the patch notes and all the things which have changed with today's update, and there are huge changes to the matchmaking of the arena, and that is highly appreciated I think by the community. Furthermore, there are big changes at the boss and brawl events, at the big weekend events, to the ticket system, and for sure new heroes and a lot of bug fixes. If you don't want to miss that out, just stay tuned and watch this video until the end. So thank you guys for tuning in, really appreciate it. If someone else is new here, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for free to my channel. We are really close to hit the 600 subscribers. It would be cool if we can hit it soon. The Play Store text is quite interesting, and we already knew some things as there was a teaser picture last week. The Sacred Grove lies in ruin, and the war of the witches is upon us. Fight between light and dark magic. In 2 epic events you will get to join the fight and win epic prizes. In the campaign you will enter the Temple of Fire, where epic bosses await you. Sounds interesting. Master of Elements also makes a return along with updates to the early game, new epic items, 2 new bewitching heroes and a new spell. So that's the short teaser of the update. We already saw this picture last week for the next big event called War of the Witches, and I really like it. And this sentence with the Temple of Fire, that will be a new campaign stage where epic bosses await you. I'm quite curious to see it, even I cannot manage to get there. Maybe we will do it soon. So with that said, let's have a look at the patch notes and have a look which things have changed. First of all, there's some new content. There are 2 new heroes and we already knew them, at least we knew their shadows. First one is Gelfrat. He will be an epic hero from the air element, and he will be a damage dealer that causes fear and panic. Ooh, that already gives us a hint about his abilities, and he can cause fear at the enemies with his hero power or with one of his 4 skills. So that could be interesting. We already knew Leon with his huge AoE fear, Frightened, which is causing the status effect. I'm quite curious to see if Gelfrat is able to do something similar. And as we all know from the big picture, he should be a magical damage dealer. At least I believe that the big picture has shown it. Furthermore, we have Vrimyra, a rare light support hero. Rare and from the light element, and the support hero as well. And the note about the special is that has a new powerful debuff, Frailty. Frailty reduces the damage done by 30%, increases damage taken with 25%, this stacks with vulnerable, trapped and other debuffs. That is interesting. It seems that this is a new debuff which is reducing the damage done by an enemy by 30% and increases the damage the enemy takes by 25%. And the crazy thing is it's stacking with vulnerability, trapped and the other debuffs. You know what it means? That could be perfectly fitting together with Air, causing vulnerable, maybe with Darkfire or with her self skill when critical hitting. Enraging, maybe Klexander for the next buff, and even frailty, yeah, with stacking 25 on top for the damage done to the enemy. That could be, whoa, I'm not sure, but that would be a crazy matchup in the arena with Alexander, Darkfire, Daer, the new support hero, and 1 further hero. So maybe only one main damage dealer. That will be interesting, and we will have a look at it as soon as we unlock the hero. Beside that, I believe they will be released with the big events for sure. Furthermore, there is a new spell called Sprint, and that already gives you a hint about the ability of the spell. It increases the movement speed of your heroes. Sprint has very specific use cases, and autoplay will not make use of it. That is interesting, as autoplay will not make use of it. So autoplay to rerun levels, sprint will not be used, but it will be extremely helpful for the levels mode, especially in the early stages where time makes the points. I'm quite interested to see that. Maybe it will help us as well at the race mode. Sprint for race, why not? We will for sure have a look at this spell, and it sounds really interesting. Coming as next to the already teased new campaign, it is called Temple of Fire. That's the main quest, and we have Goblin Horde 8, another side quest unlocked with today's update, and as I said before, with the side sentence where epic bosses await for you. I'm quite interested to see these new levels. For sure there will be new gear, 3 epics and 3 rares, and the closer the release comes, there will be more information released by the developers, so I think they might get released at the big events as well. For sure we will have a look at these items. I'm quite interested to see them. Maybe there will be a bang at the rare items as well, but I don't know. Furthermore, new cosmetics, new profile, new player profile portraits and frames as usual. I collected quite a lot so far, and I love to collect them, and I think the most of them look really cool in their design, so I'm quite interested to see the new ones here. As I said before, there will be new events, War of the Witches Part 1 and Part 2, as well as the Master of Element event, which will return. And for sure there is a new mini event calendar where we'll have a look after the full patch notes at. There are some really interesting changes which I will not hold longer. Coming to new features at the game, first of all there is the big multiplayer update. In the past there was one elo in behind, and if you are curious what elo is just a rating in behind which you cannot see. It's not your trophies count, but elo is a rating in behind which determines the opponent you face in a PvP match. If you win against that enemy, you gain points to your elo, it increases. If you lose against that enemy, your elo decreases, you lose points. And comparing your elo to your opponent, the amount of points you win or lose is determined. So there is a huge change. In the past, for both modes, Castle as well as Race, there was one elo. And with this update, it has changed. Separate elo scores for Race and Castle Conquest. Previously, the same elo was shared across both modes, but for players preferring one mode over the other, it made it hard to switch. Yeah, exactly. If you played all the time Race as I did, and then you said, nah, I don't like this map, I want to play Castle, and you were really high rated, you are facing opponents in the Castle with perfectly built up teams for Castle where you have not a single chance. So this should fix it a little bit, and you have 2 elos now, and with the update today, your previous elo was taken to a basic value for both modes. Okay. Furthermore, there was the big issue that you were facing enemies or opponents with leveled heroes where you just can't dream of. And there is a tweaking matchmaker, reducing the chance of facing players with too big a player level gap in between. This can result in more bot matches, but I appreciate this change as these matches were already lost before they started. But they only tell us they reduce the chance, so there is still a little chance in behind. Furthermore, they try to provide us shorter matchmaking wait time. I think it already was short. I don't know. This can result in further bot matches. Furthermore, that is at least I think a good change, improved bot AI for both Race and Castle Conquest. We know all the good AI from the weekend events. They slow you down, they freeze you, they do everything to win the race. The normal bots of the arena don't do that. They just play on their lane. Oh, I can only see my lane, not placing any spell on your side. But they have had incredible high levels. Hopefully they have decreased their hero levels a little bit and increased the AI, so this can be more interesting matches. And it should be good training for you to get better in the arena. Coming is next to a really big point, performance network spikes. There is an improve in AI targeting code, which should help you for some delays and network spikes which appeared in the past. You all know this with the yellow or red network indicator, and it feels like completely laggy. And characters walking in place, so it should be fixed a little bit. Hopefully you guys will not see that much lags as in the past. I didn't feel that much lags, so hopefully it is getting better for you. As next, the huge overhaul of the event ticket system for boss and brawl ticket. For both modes, the ticket cap goes up to 8 tickets, which is really, really nice. And you start with 8 at the beginning of the day. That should fix the issue where you could spend your tickets for the day just before the new node opens. Okay. So you can now use your tickets, and as soon as the second day starts, you will have completely refilled 8 tickets. That should be really good. And if we have now the maximum of 8, we can wait at least the 6 hours, which should give you a little bit more of sleep. And I really like this. But it will also make it harder at the arena. Not only the grinders will have full access to the tickets, also the partly grinders. But still, 6 hours better than 3 hours for the full refill. Furthermore, we have some new notifications which pop up on your mobile device. For example, for the event boss tickets refilled, event arena brawl tickets refilled when an event is starting, and gem rewards from monthly card received. Okay. And there is a new button in the game. The next level button. A new button has been added to the reward screen, so you don't have to go back to the map to start the next level. I highly appreciate it. It is a really good thing, a nice to have thing. Just click on next level and it starts. Great. Furthermore, there are a lot of bug fixes where I just want to have a short look at, and some are hard or were hard in the past, some were minor bugs, but I think it's really great that the developers are listening to the feedback and do these bug fixes. First of all, an interesting one. Fixed protection stats from gear not being calculated correctly when determining duration of a debuff. So we all thought your amount of protection, the full amount, has an impact of the time of a debuff, but as it seems there was a bug that only your base value has had a time of the debuff or an impact of the debuff time. Two main ways that this will affect the game. Campaign and other PvE content will generally be easier as heroes get to equip gear, but the monsters do not, so you should not have that long debuff there. Arena and other PvP content will see both players benefit from this, but the application of protect gear will now work as expected. Crowd control spells should be less oppressive as a result of this fix. Okay, that is a huge meta change, I think. If it now works as intended, you are not permanently frozen in the arena anymore. Furthermore, some fixes to Neuro, where aiming line to display correct color when available, so there was just the gray underlined color. There was a bug related to support tickets which was fixed. Furthermore, the loadout saving issue, I don't know if you have that issue as well. At least I have added. If you change the name and you want to save your loadout, it didn't change. Hopefully this is the bug they fix. Otherwise I need to report a further one, but that is not a big deal. And yeah, there was another issue where it was possible to buy unreleased gear. You could get event gear before the actual event by purchasing packs. This shouldn't happen anymore. You all know the leak from last update. This should be fixed now, and you will not be able to get the event gear before the event itself released the gear. There was another issue at wave attack, where the summons didn't count towards spawning next wave. Okay. So that may help you to get at least one further stage at a waves event. And there are further fixes. For example, there's the Tomoni exploit. You may have noticed in Hero Race, it was possible that your opponent spawns the Tomoni summons on your lane and they were nearly impossible to kill. Now this issue should have been updated. Really nice, and you could see it behind it was a really, yeah, that was a hard bug and was affecting the PvP mode quite hard. And there was some other fixes of little bugs. There is an updated PvP map cycle. Updated map cycle. Castle Conquest maps are now Classic Arena, the Tomb or Tomb, the Princess Arena, the Dimension of Dread, the City Streets, Two Towers. The Hero Race maps are the Royal Race, Lightning Shore, the Frozen Castle, the Bandit Canyon, the Beholder City Race. And I really love that, as you now can see or calculate which map is waiting for you at Arena Bash, for example. Really liked it. And there are some other changes. Credits added to settings menu, audio updates, more ambience work on the starting level, 20 levels, more UI sounds, added music and ambience to arena modes and elemental dungeon, New join clan tutorial showing off benefits from joining a clan. That should help at least new players. Old players will see this one too, and I'm quite curious to see it. Added a new soul chest that pays out ancient souls to the game. A new soul chest, yay! And yeah, updated the no current event graphic. It looked a little bit bad, and updated store content, so we will see new things inside of the store. So that's it about the update, and I really like the update. So now let's have a short look at the event calendar. Here it is, season 1.22, the War of the Witches called, and for sure today there's the Light Dungeon and the Master of Elements event ends, and there are the results, and you can still make your purchases. And there are a lot of green things in the next days, starting on Wednesday with the Energy Rush with a Totalizer, Thursday the Small Arena Bash with a 20-player leaderboard and the Clan leaderboard. We have the Gem Rush on Friday, and already next weekend the War of the Witches Part 1 is starting, and I'm really hyped to see which hero gets released and all the challenges, the new system, and I really love to see it. And the next week starting with the final results of the War of Witches Part 1 event, and there is a Gold Burst event with an interesting leaderboard in behind, 100 player leaderboard and the Clan leaderboard, and I'm really curious to see the results there. I think the players will be separated into their brackets after their into the 3 different brackets, 100 players, but I don't know for 100%. I'm really curious to see it next week. There's the Gold Rush the day after, and the Gem Rush on the 3rd day, the 15th. Arena Bash, the big one, on Friday and Saturday, the 16th and 17th of July, with a campaign burst followed on the 18th. Really interesting to see that Arena Bash. In the 3rd week of July, there is an Energy Rush starting in this week. Furthermore, an Essence Burst on the 21st, a Gem Rush, another one on the 22nd. So there is Gem Rush at 3 times this month, interesting. And there is the War of the Witches Part 2 starting on Friday again. So that will be 3 days of event plus the 4th event shop day. Interesting, and I'm curious to see how many challenges will wait there for us and every day. Furthermore, the last week starts with the Expedition Rush on the 27th and a Salvage Day on the 28th, so 4 weeks of waiting now. 3, and there is another Gold Burst on the 29th with another 100 player bracket or leaderboard. That's interesting, and an Arena Bash for 20 players, no clan leaderboard on the Friday. And the month is ending with another Master of Elements event. So that is the really full event calendar, but nobody is forced to play any event, and I will play them all. I really like that event calendar, full of things, and yeah, hopefully the War of the Witches will be a great event. I bet it will be. And what is your thought about these patch notes now? So these are the changes, and hopefully you like it. Please share your opinion in the comment section, and we will see us again in tomorrow's video about Darkfire Heroes.